Welcome to Bleachers and Speakers. I'm your host, June. I got my boy B Foster, and this is a special edition of Featured Player of the Week. Of course, this person you see for my viewers is not a Lion. Well, he's not a Detroit Lion. He's a Nittany Lion.
Yes.
But what we're doing is Foster wanted to go in a direction, and I heartedly agree that we start looking at prospects. And this one right here, I think, is a special prospect. And without further ado, Foster's going to do the honors of talking about his featured player of the week, the draft prospect edition of that.
All right. So the first player that we're going to talk about, as you can see, is Chop Robinson. He's a edge rusher out of Penn State. He's 6'3", 250 pounds, and he's a edge rusher, a stand-up edge rusher. So kind of an outside linebacker, but he kind of plays that hybrid, defensive end role. He's the fourth ranked defensive lineman and the second ranked edge rusher, and he has elite athletic ability. He runs a 4.6 40, and he has a capability. He has some versatility to his game. Not only is he able to rush the outside, he's able to drop in coverage as well. He is a little undersized. He's in the 11th percentile as far as weight amongst edge rushers. But overall, out of high school, he was a 5-star recruit. He started at Maryland, and he transferred to Penn State to pursue, just higher levels of success in college football. Ultimately, he received All-America honors, and he was a Big Ten honorable mention. His senior year, he recorded 40 pressures, 28 QB hurries, 8 QB hits, and 4 sacks. So not a ton of sacks. I think he's definitely viewed more as like a project guy than a finished, than a finished production. But he has all the attributes in order to be a possible future Pro Bowler. He has a quick first step, and he uses his explosion and high motor to put the offensive lineman in a panic position. He has good body control. He's able to turn corners pretty well, contorting his body. As far as his weaknesses, he does have a lean frame. Like I said, he's 6'3", 250 pounds. So he may look to, add on some weight to, fill out a little bit. So he definitely struggles with his balance a little bit. He can be knocked off if he does go up against a guy that's got some elite strength. And in his ability to stop the run is also something that he needs to improve on. But overall, he's a guy that is likely to fall in the area around where the Lions are picking towards the end of the first round / early second round. And right now, ideally, he will be a stand-up linebacker that just rushes and on pass obvious situations. I don't think he's quite comfortable yet, sticking his hand in the dirt and rushing straight off the line, just because he doesn't have technique is something that he needs to work on as far as his hand placement and developing secondary counter moves. Because he's mostly a guy that just kind of rushes around the arc. He uses his speed to rush around the arc. He struggles when he has to counter into secondary pass rushing moves. So as far as a Detroit Lion, I can definitely see him rushing off the edge and pass obvious situations where he doesn't have to focus on stopping the run. Because that is an area that he struggles at. Luckily, the Lions have done a great job of stopping the run this past year, so it's not a heavy need off the edge. And we just need him to go get the quarterback opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. We need them to race, to race, to race to the quarterback, meet up at the quarterback spot on opposite sides, just to add some additional pressure and to help with our secondary that that needs some assistance as well. So that is the first draft profile. Chop Robinson.
Hey man, your corners are only as good as your pass rush in a lot of situations. So definitely, let me ask you a question before we get out of here. Is he bigger than Houston?
He's definitely taller than Houston, because I want to say Houston's not that tall. Chop Robinson is 6'3", so he's
So
pretty
he
tall.
has a tall frame, so he could add weight. Probably
Absolutely.
lose a little bit of speed, but we don't need a 4'4", 4'5" defensive end.
Not
So
particularly.
there you have it. I can't give him a lion's roar like I usually would with the other people because he's not a lion. He's a Nittany lion, and I don't know what a Nittany is. I'm sorry, that's the Michigan fan of me speaking. But anyway, Chop Robinson, hopefully a player like himself falls to 29 because we are in definite need of a pass rusher.
And just to